What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be installing the Desert Does It seat jackers and multi-mount panel on the Tacoma. Seat jackers are essentially just a spacer that goes under your seat to lift up the seat of your Tacoma. So you may want these because the Tacoma was designed for maximum ground clearance and breakover angle. So the floor of the cab is really high up, and because of that the seating position is really low because the bottom of the seat has to sit really close to the ground so you have some headroom. So I'm pretty much exactly 6 foot and I have a couple of inches, 2 or 3 inches of headroom for the normal seating position. This looks like it raises it up about an inch, so I think I should still be good on headroom, but I'm going to install them and find out. In addition to the seat jackers, I'm also going to be installing this molle panel that will go across the front of the seat. So this is a really cool product, and it goes right into the seat jackers, so you can just mount it right up. And basically you can kind of put a knife here or a gun or some EDC stuff. I think what I'm going to do is put like a med kit and a knife and a flashlight on here. And it'll probably switch over time. I'll probably switch stuff out, but it's a really cool thing to have on your truck. The multi-mount panel also isn't exclusive to the Tacoma. They make it for 4Runners, FJs. They also make it for Jeeps, Rams, Chevys, Fords. If you don't have a Tacoma and you're watching this video, you could probably still get one of these if you think it's cool. I'm also going to be installing the rear seat jackers, and these are pretty cool because they come in different sizes, so you can kind of tune in what seating position you like best. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this install. I'm gonna start out with the front and do the multi-mount panel as well, and then I'll go ahead and try that out, see how it feels, and then jack up the rear if I feel like I need to. Alright, so just real quick before I get started, I'll show you the stock seating position just so we can kind of compare at the end. So at this point the front bolts are completely gone, and then I have the back ones loosened a little bit so I have enough room to lift up the front of the seat. Alright, so the spacer is going to go under the seat bracket here. You just got to make sure you line this little rod up with the hole in there, and then you use the factory bolt here to mount the spacer to the floor of the truck, and then you use the provided bolt to mount the seat bracket to the spacer. Alright, so the spacers are tightened down to the floor pretty good. I'm going to leave these ones out for now since I'm going to do the back, but I'm going to go ahead and sit in it and see how it feels. Maybe I won't even need to do the back. So just adding those front spacers changes the seating position a bunch, and it kind of feels a little bit higher even though you're just kind of angled up a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and do the back spacers to kind of see how it feels, but I think I'll like the back spacers. I'm going to start with the 1/2 inch ones and kind of work my way up from there. And like I said, I intentionally left the front ones unbolted so that I could lift up the back, but I'm going to go ahead and thread the front bolts a little bit and just kind of have them loosely tightened so they don't get unaligned, and then I'll go ahead and do the back. Okay, so I'm actually going to try the biggest spacer first, which is a 3/4 inch, so not the 1/2 inch one. Just to kind of see how it feels, and I'll switch it out if I want to go higher or lower. And just to note real quick, if you're going to go with the 3/4 inch spacer in the rear, you need to use the longer bolts that are supplied in the kit. And in addition to that, you need to use the 1/4-inch spacers as kind of like a washer between the bolt and the bracket here, so that the bolt isn't sticking up too far. Alright, so as you can see, the back spacer is in there using the 3/4-inch spacer on the bottom and then the 1/4-inch spacer up top as a spacer to make the bolt fit. So I'm going to go ahead and try out this seating position and see if I like it. Alright, so I'm actually pretty happy with that seating position. The back's up high enough and then the front's up high enough too. It actually feels like, you know, you're kind of sitting in a truck. So I'm happy about that. So now I just got to fully tighten down the front seat jackers and then I'll install the MMP so you guys can see that. Alright, so now it's time to install the multi-mount panel. It's basically an aluminum molle panel that goes across the bottom of the front seats and bolts right into the seat jackers. If you didn't get the seat jackers because you weren't interested in fixing your seating position, you can still get and use the multi-mount panel. You just get different brackets that'll work with the stock seating brackets. And as I said earlier in the video, if you don't have a Tacoma and you still want the multi-mount panel, they make them for a bunch of different trucks now, so head over to the Desert Does It website and check it out. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and install this and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so this is what the multi-mount panel looks like mounted up there. Like I said, it just mounts into the bottom of the seat jackers here. If you don't have the seat jackers, you just use that little bracket which will mount it to the seat post there. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. I'm going to be mounting up a little med kit and probably a knife and a flashlight, you know, just stuff I want to be able to reach easily. So the multi-mount panel is installed. I'll sit in the truck real quick just to kind of show you what kind of leg room you're working with as far as space between your legs and the multi-mount panel. But you have a good amount of space, I'd say probably 5 to 6 inches to mount something on there. Alright, so I just did my first test drive with the seat jackers. I really do like the raised seating position. A couple things to note: the Tacoma steering wheel doesn't go any higher, so I'm literally like maybe an inch and a half away from hitting it with my knees, which isn't too much of an issue. And then another thing to note is that the mirror doesn't go much higher than this. So it's kind of like blocking a little bit of view in the front. Nothing too bad, nothing too crazy. So yeah, I would definitely recommend the seat jackers if you're looking to raise up your seating position a little bit and make your truck feel a little bit more like a truck. Like I said a couple times in this video, I'm 6 foot tall. You can kind of see I still have about probably 2 to 3 inches of headroom. So even if you're 6'1" or 6'2", you might be able to get away with it and still have enough headroom to be comfortable in the truck. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, drop a comment. I'll be happy to answer them. Definitely go check out Desert Does It. They make some really cool products. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you know when the new videos are coming out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.